Hey guys, so there's been an update on the Gab sponsoring AFPAC 3 situation, which I talked about in my last video. So, if you recall from last time, Andrew Torba decided that Gab would sponsor the AFPAC 3 event and it donated $20,000, which is a pretty penny to say for the least. So, he obviously got a lot of feedback, both positive and negative. And well, here's him responding to some of the, you know, overall reaction that he's gotten. So we're going to look at two clips here. And both of these, I think, are from some of his recent Cozy.tv streams. So here's the first one. And I'm just going to raise the volume a little for you guys. Okay, I think that should be sufficient. Let's play it.
This is why the right loses, is because we have all this infighting and we have all this nitpicking, we have all this purity spiraling, right? The left, they organize with anybody. They will organize with, freaking pedos, right? Like to win. They don't care. They will organize with criminals. It doesn't matter. Anybody that helps them win, they will, go all in on. Okay? And the right has this problem of this constant infighting and this constant nitpicking and this constant purity spiraling. Okay?
Right, so that was the first clip. And here's the overall reaction to it. Let's see. So this guy, Kitty Shackelford, he's I guess a prominent mini e-celeb on Gab. I mean, he has 24,000 followers, which is not bad. I mean, even on Twitter, I would say this is pretty okay, but on Gab, it's especially, it's like you're definitely in the top 10%, or at least the top 5%. So he mentions this clip as well, the one that I just played, and the reactions are kind of mixed here. Let's see. Let's go through the ones that have the most likes here. So already there's there. Okay, let's just refresh it. Okay. So Nuke says if Torba hates infighting, he should loathe Nick for what he did in the past year alone. I guess that's fair. Nick is kind of a divisive person, but he also admits to it. CEO of Beast, he says, not wanting rampant homosexuals, pedos, and non Christians leading your political movement is purity spiraling. Okay. I don't know what he meant by that. I guess I mean, I think he's talking about Milo, and yeah, I guess maybe he's referencing Nick as well, but non Christian, I'm not so sure. They do brand themselves as, at least Catholic for sure. Uh, let's see. Torba think there's a Torba thinks there's a political solution. He wants a parallel economy within the current system, so he wants us to organize like the leftists do to preserve the current system at all costs. I don't know about that. Let's see. Darth Vader says this is why the right wing loses is because we have all this infighting. Wrong, wrong, wrong. The world is infiltrated. This is not organic. It is planned. So he's basically saying I think Nick Fuentes is some kind of Fed, and that's not YouTube friendly, so we'll just skip over that. Okay, so it looks like it's not all positive. Yeah, we don't unite with pedos and degenerates. That's what made us better than them. Uh, since I began speaking my opinion online, I've been a champion for Christians, pagans, atheists, uniting for mutual understanding and survival, but homosexuals and pedophiles. I think they're referring to Milo here. Uh, yeah, so overall, it does seem it's kind of negative. Well, there's another clip that I wanted to show you guys. So, in case, let's see, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna raise the volume again. I think this is okay. Okay.
I will say is I've seen some of the concerns from the Gab community, right? And I've seen people post screenshots of some of the groypers, not all of them, of course. There's just a few of them who have said this, that we run Gab now and we're going to get Torba to ban you and all this stuff. I totally disavow that, and please do not say this, please, because it's not true. None of Gab's policies are changing. Our free speech stance is not changing. We're not banning anybody. Like we're doing marketing and advertising and growing, the business and growing the community. Like that's literally my job, right? Is to grow Gab, grow the community, and support people who are silenced to help give them a voice, right? I don't understand, the big hullabaloo about this. Really, it's very unbecoming, and it's very feminine behavior as well. It's very leftist like behavior where it's like cancel Torba now and cancel Gab and let's burn Gab down because he made an advertising decision or a marketing decision that we don't like. It's like that's very feminine. It's very leftist type behavior, and it's a shame. It's a shame how you'll see people turn on a dime because you do one thing that they don't like. So
Right. So basically, some of the Wignats they were claiming, I guess, well, quote unquote Wignats, because not all Wignats are necessarily the ones who are upset about this. There's also some boomers and some generally like people who are anti AF, anti Nick Fuentes. For different reasons. You don't necessarily have to be a Wignat to be against them. All of them are kind of concerned about this new partnership, it seems. And there's another post that I wanted to show you guys. So, by the way, if you don't know what Post is, POA.st, it's basically an instance of the Fediverse. It's sort of like a Twitter clone, but what it's basically like Gab, but yeah, it has less features, I guess, but it works pretty well and has a small dedicated community. So here's a post here. Gab update: Torba is now apparently shadow banning an 11K follower account that runs a show that Torba himself appeared on and actively supported for the crime of pointing out Milo's direct connections to Hollywood pedophile rings. Okay, let's see what it is. So this guy Joe Prick, sorry, I think it's probably Joe Pritch. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not so sure. So he's also one of the mini e celebs on Gab. 11,000 followers, 11.8k followers. That's not too bad, especially for Gab. And he's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, contact. I mean, obviously he's a sort of has some kind of influence. So he claims, I'm now being shadow banned, browbeaten, threatened, maligned, libeled, and slandered, all because I don't want to financially support this. Apparently, I'm hurting Gab financially by alerting everyone where their money is going. You got that? I'm the problem, not this. This is the tip of the sphere. This is the future of politics. Right, so let's see some of the reactions. It's not gave the tips of the spheres no touch. Okay. So what the? Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That's kind of a weird image. Let's see. Here's one against him. Have you tried crying less? You're not shadow banned. It's just embarrassing. No one wants to participate in your meltdown. Hmm. Let's see. So the Groypers, they're dunking on him, and some people are dunking on the Groypers. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how he's being shadow banned. I mean, if people are like attacking him or just, spamming him with insults and stuff, or, I can understand him saying, browbeaten, threatened, maligned. Like, even these are kind of like really strong words. When people are just being mean to you on the internet, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily use the word malign, libel, and slander. I mean, yeah, I think maybe he could argue, but shadow banning, I think he needs to be like more specific. Like, how are you being shadow banned? Are your posts being suppressed? Are you getting less engagement than usual? I mean, this post of his, where he is claiming to be shadow banned, I mean, it is still kind of blowing up. It has like 300 likes, a lot of comments, a lot of reposts, and it was just posted 13 hours ago. So I'm not sure how he's being shadow banned. Uh, I guess he was calling out Milo, and even this post, it seems to have a significant amount of engagement. So yeah. So in essence, I guess to conclude, I don't think Torba is gonna ban any of the Wignats or anybody at all. I mean, I guess as long as you don't post porn or something that's like actual Fed posting. Yeah, I don't think Torba is gonna ban Wignats or whatever. I just think he's doing this mainly, like he said, for marketing reasons. Now, what kind of crowd is he marketing to? I would be more suspicious of that. I mean, there could be glowies infiltrating the groypers. I mean, they managed to get like Louis Theroux in there, and he recorded all of them, and his documentary is going to be coming out soon. So it's pretty clear that groypers and Nick Fuentes and all these guys, they don't necessarily have the best OPSEC, as they say, or best cybersecurity. So it is kind of risky, trying to gain a following mainly from those kinds of guys. So yeah, that's about it, I guess.